Welcome, everybody. This is Rebels React to The Clone Wars, the final season, episode 11. This episode is called Shattered. We are one episode away from the finale of this show, really.
Yeah, finally, the actual finale.
Yeah.
Finally, the actual finale. Not the, but what if they fill in the gaps?
Yeah, that really was upsetting the way it ended, but this could not be more perfect.
Nope.
I'm loving this so much. So I guess
we pick right back up. The last episode ends with Ahsoka looking up to the ship. We thought, we were wondering, is it going to pick up the same frame like the first two episodes? I'm assuming literally right after she's in the ship and they're going back down.
Right. Yeah. I mean, still, if you spliced it together, it would still be the next scene. So
yeah,
this really is. Oh, I love that it's just a movie. Yeah, so the battle is over. The battle on
the Siege of Mandalore.
Siege of Mandalore is over. And Ahsoka arrives to Bo-Katan, and she has Darth Maul tied up behind her.
Yep.
And then, so what does Bo-Katan say to her? She's surprised that she actually captured him, I think, right?
Yeah. And they really just talk about what's around them. Everything's burning. People are hurt. There's soldiers everywhere, and it's kind of. And then she starts to talk about Bo-Katan does about her sister. She mentions her sister, and what exactly? Do you remember what exactly they say?
Well, they didn't talk about too much because Rex comes up, and he says that he just came from a meeting where Anakin was, I think, but Ahsoka is going to meet with the Jedi Council essentially.
Yeah.
Because I think the part with their sister comes up later once they have Maul sort of entombed in that thing.
They were standing there and looking around, and it was like showing all the hurt people, and she was talking about how I think, I want to be different, but I'm not her. That was all like right away.
Right. I feel like sometimes I just completely miss some of the words that are spoken. I don't know how.
At the beginning of the episode, I know I was like, whoa, I need to like
focus harder.
Because it takes a second to kind of get into it.
Right. Luckily, not very many words were spoken in this episode. There was a lot of periods of silence, and I liked it.
With music we've never heard before.
With some music that we have heard before.
But there was a lot of like, what? Like this? What's going on here?
Right.
And no, the only reason I wanted to mention what they were talking about was because like, then so right then when it's all over, the clones are everywhere, and then as you mentioned, Rex comes and gets them, and as they're walking to the place, it's feeling not so Republic.
True.
I was getting very like, was this to save them, or is this an occupation? It almost looked like an occupation already, like
True.
that quickly.
Right. Like they're now under control of the Empire.
Yeah. It felt like that. It very felt like that. Like,
yeah.
Whoa, I thought you were there to like save the day. But as you said, Rex came and got them, and there was a meeting with the council.
Yep. So she walks in, and it's Mace Windu, and he is saying, "Was he say to say I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi?"
Yep. And then they proceed to go line for line through the. That's the first time they've done that, right? That's the first official like crossover.
Actual
like line for line.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and it was kind of chilling. It was really.
Oh,
really
I
cool.
got goosebumps. I got goosebumps. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. Now I was racking my brain. I was like, whose perspective did we see this from officially? Was it Mace Windu? Or was it Yoda?
Well, I don't think Yoda was there. We saw this from Mace Windu's perspective, because I think this is when they're in that sort of like hangar-looking room. On Coruscant. I'm pretty sure we see this from Mace Windu's perspective.
They're all there. Ki-Adi-Mundi, Yoda, they're all there.
Have they not all been sent out yet?
It's a hologram meeting. That was a hologram meeting.
No, I know. But when we see this for real in episode 3, I'm pretty sure we're physically with Mace Windu and everyone else is like Skyped in.
That's what I couldn't remember who was the real person and who were the holograms.
I believe that's the case.
Okay, that makes sense.
It might cut back and forth between Yoda. I'm not 100% sure.
Between multiple ones?
Yeah.
All I want to do is go look it up.
Dude, so what I was going to say is I cannot wait to watch episode 3 after this season is over.
Yep.
Forever. Episode 3 is going to have so much more context, and that's insane to me.
Yep.
He also mentions that they've sent Anakin to go inform the Chancellor that Obi-Wan is in pursuit of General Grievous.
No,
Um,
got him, I think, or was close to.
yeah,
Because based on the
he's.
timing, it was really close. It was like maybe he was about to get him.
Yeah, they were saying that he's like in
Who'd-
I forget their exact word. He's like enacted his plan on General. It's something like that. They didn't
Yeah.
say he's capturing him because I think Ahsoka seemed kind of. No, she didn't seem concerned. She said the war could
Like,
be
is he
over.
okay? Like Kenobi was doing it, or
But
something?
she's like, if he catches him, like the war's over, and they're like, yeah, it could be. But
Yeah, we won. Look, it's all good.
happy
All
days.
that work. Yeah.
And it was interesting to me. I didn't even really picture it or think of it at the time, but
Hmm.
like Ahsoka's talking to the Jedi Council after she left, and it was such a kind of smooth entrance. They weren't like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" or "Hey, traitor." They didn't say anything like that. It was just
My guess is somebody must have let them know, like, hey, by the way, Ahsoka's on Mandalore with some clones, and they're catching Maul.
right.
Which
They're
is
like,
the only reason I could think they weren't just like, oh, where the F did you come
they're like, I
from?
guess somebody should do it. So yeah, if
Yeah.
Ahsoka's there, good. I guess we know her. She might be
And
able to.
they kind of show that they're like, as a Jedi, you're a Jedi. Like, are you coming back?
That was the weird thing. Like Yoda asked inquisitively, "He's like, so are you a Jedi?" Like
Because
that doesn't seem like something you could choose. Like you say that you are, or you aren't. It's like she left. So
no,
how?
and he wanted her to stay. He remember Yoda was the one that was like, "Welcome back!" Like, it's so happy, and then she basically like palmed him to the face.
Right. Because what you said that she said she was a citizen, right? Like she just.
I mean, when she left initially.
Oh sure,
That
sure,
in
sure.
the trial episode, that so Yoda, I was very much like, "Welcome back!" Like, sorry, we messed up, but like, welcome back. And uh, I think Yoda was caught off guard like that. I always remember like being shocked about that because Yoda always seems to know what's going on, right? Like that's the
Right.
vibe you get from him.
I mean, he could tell from
And
across the universe what's well, but so can Ahsoka,
I
apparently.
think that's because this is like next level.
Right.
What's happening? It's
Right.
hitting everybody. Because I don't even think we understand the scale. Because in episode 3, you see like 5 Jedi get killed. In
Right.
actuality, hundreds. I mean, you've got to
I mean,
think about like maybe 100. I don't know.
I don't even know how many Jedi there are, but most,
Yeah.
definitely most of them.
Um,
We only know of a couple that survived.
and it's growing. The list is growing.
It is
which I love.
growing. Yeah.
But in terms of him being like, "You're back," like I think it was because you're like, "Wait, you're helping us?
Right.
So does that mean you're a Jedi?" And she's like, "No, I'm a citizen."
And then she wants to like know more of their plan, and Mace is like, "Yeah, sorry, we can't tell you that. If you're not a Jedi, we can't tell you."
He's literally sorry,
Citizen. I had missed that she called herself a citizen. It sounded so
Yeah.
demeaning when he called her that. I'm like, oh shoot, okay. I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. It's not her business, but it's
I mean, they were
Ahsoka.
down. She
Yeah.
should have just faked it.
I do really love that they would take her back.
Yeah.
It's not like a one-time thing. It's like you only get one opportunity to be a Jedi, and if you leave, that's it. They're like, no, no, no. We would please. We could use
It's
your
not,
help.
it's not like it's air conditioning school or anything.
It's what is that like? Is that a one-time, one and done kind of thing? What
How
is
far
that
are you
from?
through Community?
Oh, I just watched that episode. Dude, John Goodman in that show is so amazing.
Sorry
I
for
love
the
him.
reference, but
No, it triggered something in my brain, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
yeah.
That episode is amazing. So the next thing we see, Bo-Katan and the Mandalorians are escorting Darth Maul to the ship that is going to take him wherever
and
they're taking him. Yeah,
One more thing. Ahsoka went in there being told Anakin was in the meeting, waiting to talk to Anakin, and then of course she shows up and Anakin's not there. So she's still like, "Where is he? I still want to talk to him." Just to throw that in there.
because she
Then-
knows what Darth Maul said about him. Like she's concerned. She's like, something is up with Anakin, but I can't tell just anybody about it.
Yep.
She wants to talk to Anakin directly.
And then I think Rex asks her, "Did you tell them about Maul?" And she says no.
Right.
And then they go outside and meet Bo-Katan.
And then they're escorting him in this really like pre-carbonite looking prison little chamber thing.
Did
Um,
they say what it was called?
I don't think so. Either Ahsoka or Bo said that it's what the Mandalorians used to use to imprison people like Force users like
Force
you.
fielders, force users.
And she's like, "Oh, but I thought your sister got rid of him." She's like, "She did. This is the last one." So that makes me wonder if this is the last one. Is this what forced them to invent carbonite freezing? Like, was that their next step? Like their next evolution into kind of imprisoning
Have
someone
you
like
seen it
this?
yet?
I keep forgetting. Yes, we have. Yeah, it's been in this show. For
It,
some
it was
reason,
right.
yeah, episode 5 throws me off because when they want to do a test run,
Yeah,
you think it's a brand new technology, but I'm pretty sure in Clone Wars they all froze themselves alive and made it out perfectly fine. So
I think
that's
so.
kind of
I think
weird.
it was the type of carbonite machine that was on Bespin. I think that's what it may have been. But
Possibly that facility was
we could
new or
look
something.
more into that. Side note: I did read something about the Mandalorians. Speaking of Mandalorians,
Yeah.
his onboard carbonite thing. It has only because we remember we were like, you can't just that's cheating. Just throw it on there. Now you can take it anywhere. It has like a 50% success rate,
Interesting.
living or dying. So you're rolling the dice if the person's gonna die or not.
Well, I imagine as a Mandalorian, as a bounty hunter, you probably still get a price for them dead anyways. So he's
Yeah, it's
like,
alive. It's alive or dead.
it's worth
Yeah.
killing them. It may lose me a little bit of money, but it's worth
But yeah,
them not
Maul.
destroying your ship.
Oh yeah, for
Maul
sure.
in there was creepy, dude. He's like a caged animal.
Well, at first his eyes were closed, and you were like, and when they first showed him all tied up, you were like, is he out? Did they like knock him out?
Right. Does this machine keep you asleep? But no, he's
Yeah, and then
very.
he's moving, and his eyes open, and you're just like, oh, like I don't feel safe. I'm like, he can do something to me from in there, even.
From anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't trust him at all.
Nope.
Yeah, he's very, very scary. It's so creepy. I like all the Mandalorian like artwork on the front too, and then
Yeah.
the red glow inside. It was a very, very cool machine. Um, so they take him aboard this Republic ship, and they're heading back to Coruscant, I assume.
First
Um,
back to that. Well, they get on the little ship, and then they go back to the main cruiser.
right.
Because for a second I was like, oh god, is he gonna like break out of there and destroy this ship? And what's gonna
Oh, because it
happen?
was very tiny. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, no, they're going back to the main ship. Okay.
The pre Star Destroyer.
Yeah, I can't think what they're called.
I never.
Venator.
Uh, Venator, right? Yeah,
Venator?
I know that
Venator?
from
From Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
That's
Yeah.
where I pulled it from. Because I was like, Clone Era. Yes, okay, that is the right. Because what did we keep wanting to say? The Dementor? No, something for the one from Last Jedi. Devastator.
Um. Oh God.
Regardless, I do want to say
No,
I love
no,
the
this is gonna bug me so much now. But yeah,
that's
keep
okay.
going. I'll think.
I
Keep going.
love the design, and I was immediately like, oh, like you always compare it to the Star Destroyer, especially at this point in time, and I always loved the what do you call it the bay, the hangar bay that was like
Yeah.
you enter from the middle with the force field there. Always thought that was super cool.
Very cool. Dreadnought, by the way, is what it was called
Dreadnought.
in
There it
the
is.
in the sequels.
Yep.
So from this point on, there's very little dialogue. It's just kind of ominous,
The music,
creepy
I
music.
don't remember hearing it. Creepy. I would say I'm like
It was
I wasn't, like,
powerful because like
creeped out.
it
but
helps
how
you know what's
different-
coming.
I didn't. I was like, I for whatever reason I did not realize they were about to do this, and I'm like, but I could tell something was going to happen.
It gave me the same vibes as we heard it in the last episode, that sort of the Darth Plagueis music, that opera music, that sort of like
Yeah.
guttural music.
That's
That
Sith-
just
that's Sith
always
music.
it is, huh?
Yeah.
It just always reminds me of like before everything went to so this music gave me the same sort of vibes of like Anakin going through the Jedi Temple, like killing everybody. It's very subdued but very sad
Yeah.
music. And then they do use like the same music style as when when Anakin is doing that thing and Padme is in her room like looking at the
Yeah.
Jedi temple burning. I think that was the similar sort of
Yeah.
tone. Ugh, it freaks me out a little bit. This whole
I don't
scene
know
made
how
me
I'm not
sad.
good at describing sound and music, but yeah, I think you did a good job of comparing
I
to
tried.
those ones. That's it's like a kind of floating feeling,
Yeah,
which isn't so it's very disconcerting.
it wasn't really music. It was just kind of sounds. Like you're just
Yeah.
in this sort of
Abyss.
abyss. Yeah. Oh,
Rather than like grounded, exciting music.
when Anakin is in the main like the top of the temple and he's looking out the window too because he
Yep.
knows like what he has
Too
to go
bad, man.
do.
That's when they look at each other.
True. Yeah.
They're
I
like looking at each other, and it goes back and
I
forth.
think that's actually exactly what's happening at that point in time.
No,
Because
that's what I'm
he's
saying.
yeah. No, no, no.
That's
I
the
mean,
moment.
I think Anakin is. That's
Oh
where Anakin is at this exact time because he's about to
no, not
go.
yet, not yet.
It's right there.
Was that?
Because that's right before he leaves to go. Does he
I
visit
thought it
Padme
was
first though?
No, that's when it's not. That's when that is when Mace is like, I am gonna go see the Chancellor. You wait here and I will tell you. And he's up in the council room and he's like kind of antsy and he's
Right.
like, okay. And then he goes to see the Chancellor rather than he doesn't go to the temple from there.
That's what I mean. He's about to go to the Chancellor to kill
Oh yeah,
Mace.
that does line up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
My
then
bad,
he's
my
about
bad.
to enact Order 66. Anyways, all that to be said, what happens next is Rex is with Ahsoka and he's like, "You okay? Like, is everything good?" She's like, "Yeah, I just feel kind of weird." And he's like, "Okay, well, I got a meeting to go hop into. Do you want to join me?" And she says no. And the meeting he's joining is the Chancellor, or, Palpatine enacting Order 66. And you're like, "Oh
I
God."
wasn't ready for that. Even when the other clone came out and was like, "Hey, there's a call for you,"
Right.
and Ahsoka was like, "Nah, I'm good. You just take it." I was like, "I wonder who's calling. Like, is it one of the Jedi maybe or something?" And then she didn't go in, and he goes in there, and they had me. I don't know why I didn't see it coming. I didn't think that was happening in this episode like that
It
quickly.
is hard to know exactly like where we are in the timeline, but I knew that was soon. So
Yeah,
when
it
when
lined
he's
up.
had this sort of vague like I
Yeah.
have someone to go talk to, I was like, this that's has to be what this
No,
is.
instantly, I was like, "That's why the music was so weird."
Right.
But wow, like
And then
so.
immediately I was like, how is this going to play out? Because Rex obviously is really good friends with Ahsoka, and there's no way he could actually turn on her, and he struggles with it so much.
Now, so what I thought his was out already. I
Mm.
couldn't, but I didn't know. I wasn't sure because I would have thought during the recap episodes they would have included that arc with Fives figuring out and because you remember all that, right?
Yes.
And they show us the
Vaguely, but
report.
yes.
Vaguely, right? I could barely remember what exactly went down, and I couldn't remember how many got him out. If Rex was one of them, I just assumed I'm like, yeah, it has to be Rex because he's not gonna kill like somebody. Like that doesn't make sense. No, very much not. And like you said, it even when the order comes, he's that shot of him holding his helmet,
Mm.
shaking.
Mm.
We've never gotten to see this. This is one of the coolest things that they're doing for Star Wars to show us this perspective from the clones
Yep.
and like that real transition of like, wow, it was out of their control. They don't want to be doing this
The
like
movies don't humanize them at all.
at all.
And that's all this show does is show that they have personalities and feelings and struggle with stuff.
The conversation that they have, we didn't talk about that. Rex and Ahsoka are talking about. Rex said, we've talked about this. Like clones have talked about this, and we're really torn because Ahsoka mentions how I thought Jedi's were supposed to be protectors of the peace, not soldiers, and I've been a soldier ever since I was a Padawan.
Right.
And then Rex talks about how yeah, we've thought about that too, but there's a lot of us who realize like if this war didn't happen, like we wouldn't be here, and it's like you think of them as soldiers, and it's like, hey, they didn't choose to
Right.
be this,
Right.
and even with this ship. They've been forced into something even beyond that.
Right.
And that hits really. That's the big moment. I really I love that. Ahsoka is the perfect complement to do all this with too.
She's like the clone's best friend. Like she gets them more than most people, I feel like.
Yeah.
And that's you can see it because they respect her so much. They have this whole division of their army that painted themselves to look like her.
I think very much with like Obi-Wan and Anakin, it's like our soldiers, and with her, it's like side by side, shoulder,
Yeah,
locked in arms, kind of a thing.
I mean, they have, their couple friends, like, Anakin and Obi-Wan. They still have Cody and Rex that they respect, but it's not the same.
It's more of a, like, I'm still in charge at the end of the day.
Right.
We're really good friends, but, like,
do your job, soldier.
Being a Padawan, I think, and being younger, probably literally younger than the clones, at least whatever they're supposed to be. It's just a different dynamic.
Yeah, definitely.
That is great.
Man,
sorry.
No. This show is so freaking good.
It's so good.
So then there's this whole scene where all of the clones start converging on Ahsoka in this little like tactical room, and one of the coolest lightsaber sequences I think I've ever seen, with her on this little hologram table and all of them shooting at her, and she's doing everything she can to protect herself and not kill them.
Yeah, both. And you think Jedi are like invincible, right? With doing that? No, it's hard.
Oh yeah.
Like with that many.
Watch
like,
episode 2. How many
difficult.
Jedi do you see get shot? Most of them.
I was gonna say even episode 3.
Yeah, true. You just if you don't expect something, they can just shoot you right in the back.
I think Ki-Adi-Mundi maybe gets like a few off, and then I think that was what he did.
He does, yeah. He deflects a couple.
He didn't do enough of his like.
I mean, wasn't he training for it on Geonosis? You would think he would have been better prepared.
Yeah. I do love me some Mundi.
Rest in peace. He literally dies like as this is happening.
Oh, and yeah, you're right. They're shooting so much that the entire room fills with smoke. To the point that they can't.
They didn't know she disappeared.
More, and I think she went through the ceiling because there was like sparks and stuff.
Right.
Did they show a hole? I don't remember.
She was like, dude, she's amazing. She was protecting herself, not killing them, and also deflecting them to the ceiling, so it either create a hole or was like a cheese grater enough that she could just blast through it. And that's so impressive. One thing that we skipped was that when Rex was struggling to like not shoot her, he said something about fives. He said like find fives or something like that, because he know that fives was struggling with that, and like you can know what's happening with this if you figure that out.
And I was further confused at that point. I'm like, wait, he knows about it, but he's still. I'm like, okay, I need them to clear this up. And thankfully, after Ahsoka escapes, she heads for she escapes, and they're like, all right, lock this down, send it out, because there was still part of me that was wondering if Rex was faking it.
Me too.
To not get killed by the other clones.
Right.
But no, very much like destroy the escape pods, lock everything down,
find Ahsoka, kill Maul,
execute Maul.
Yeah.
Like that was gonna work. I still don't see. Maybe the actual locks prevented his force use, because I would have
possible.
The second they opened it, he would have been able to. But
well, maybe there could have been an execute button on that chamber.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, just gas him, take the oxygen out of it or something. I don't know. But and one thing I was curious about is, since Ahsoka's not a Jedi, I was like, are they going to try and kill her?
I was very wondering about that too.
That's kind of what I was expecting to happen, and it turns out
especially since in front of Rex, she was very much like, I'm not a Jedi.
Right.
But it's probably pre-programmed. Like, it's not picking up on subtleties like that.
Sure.
It's more a light person force wielder.
Yeah.
Is really
not a title.
Not like,
it's just
your ID.
Right. Your ID. Oh, you don't identify as Jedi? Okay, you're fine.
Yeah.
But then I was very excited for this because I knew that Ahsoka was going straight to Maul. I didn't know exactly how. I didn't know if she was gonna like really team up with him or what, but she lets him out of his chamber, and he knows what's going on too. Like he sensed everything that was happening in the Force, and he's like, "You survived."
Can we?
Let's back it up. Yeah.
Yeah. How about the moment it happens? And
Yes.
Ahsoka is standing there,
Yes.
and it hears all of it from episode 3.
Oh yeah, you hear Mace
We
Windu and
we parallel the exact moment that it's happening,
yep,
and I think it shows Maul and her both reacting, right?
yep, they both can hear it in the Force, and we hear like this shows Anakin saying all the stuff like I need him, like you can't do this, like, oh,
Ah,
so
ah,
so
like you,
crazy.
I was right there. It was like we were there.
You hear Maul screaming after his arm gets cut off, yeah, or not Maul, Mace,
Yeah. Mhm.
two M's.
And then the Emperor scream as he bolts him out the window.
Oh, what if he had
It's
done the
Winter
unlimited power?
Soldier.
I wanted to hear unlimited power.
Did he? Did he not? No, they took that. They skipped that part.
Yeah, I don't think I heard that part.
Yeah.
So, anyways, they both heard that, and Maul is like impressed that Ahsoka survived.
Yeah.
Maybe not surprised, but impressed.
No, I think he's like, oh, you survived, for sure.
And she's not going to team up with him, but she says that she needs him to just go cause a distraction. She's like, go cause chaos because that's what you're good at.
I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted them to team up.
I did too.
And I loved how he was like, now
Right.
we can team up, and she's like, no,
I'm not ever going to work with you. You're
happening.
evil.
Love him though.
And then, so they're like about to go their separate ways, and Maul's like, can you at least give me a fighting chance? I'm like, yes, yes, yes. You have 2 lightsabers. Give him one. There's nothing I want more than to see Darth Maul use a blue lightsaber. And
so
she's like,
weird.
no.
Yeah,
She just doesn't give it to him.
that would have been really bizarre, and it would have been really little.
It would be bizarre, but there's something weird.
You've never seen it, just for the sake of never
I
having
love
seen
seeing.
a Sith user use a non-red lightsaber. It would have been cool.
Yeah. Just something about people using different lightsabers is really fun to me. I don't know why. So then Ahsoka goes and she finds a room where there's some droids. And for a second I was concerned that they were also going to be against her for some reason. But
And then we discover how droids are just the absolute best thing in the universe.
it was so sad. They were also like excited and happy to see her, and they started like swarming around her like dogs.
Yep. I immediately was like, droids are dogs.
Yeah.
They just want to help and they love you no matter what.
They're loyal and they'll do anything for you.
Cold, dickish, like okay.
Yeah, but
Happens.
I just realized how dark. Hold on.
Well, so I did want to point out that the lighting has gone right ahead with our outline of the episode as
Ooh, yeah, it's getting darker,
darkness
more
came
ominous.
and Order 66 came and it just continued to get dark. Very much like one of my favorite shots in all of Star Wars in episode 7 when Kylo is with Han and the light changes. That's one of my favorite moments.
Oh, I got light. Wait, when
Nice.
when the
As it's like 2 symbolic things. It's the sun dying out outside, also creating the red from the laser, symbolizing the Sith and the dark side. Like it's one of the most beautifully composed.
and
All
Adam
the
Driver's
beautiful
face expression when that happens too is
He nailed it.
outstanding, because you go from not being sure what's about to happen to knowing exactly what's going to happen, and you're like, come on, I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't prepared to cry.
I didn't know still 5 minutes after it happened.
Right.
I was
No,
still in denial.
that was the most like shocked I think I've ever been in a movie.
I didn't see it coming. Like it should have seen it coming. But okay,
Back on track.
back to Ahsoka. I think she tells them, or maybe they tap into the network and realize what's happening, and they all get really sad. The
Oh,
droids.
is that what was happening?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then she's like, yeah, I don't know what's happening, but it's bad. And that, like, emotion from droids, like,
she has one of the droids like access this database to look for fives, and they pull it up, and she finds a file of like one of the Kaminoans. How do you say it? Kaminoans, talking about how fives had this issue with the chip that they like planted in him. And then there's like a deeper file that's password protected, and she uses Anakin's password that she knows.
which is 8101.
I wanted it to be something a little more.
That's
Maybe-
just a
maybe it
4-digit
is.
code.
Just a. I have that on my phone, essentially, a 4-digit password.
Star Wars can't break that encryption.
Like, why wasn't it Shmi or something?
Why wasn't it anything but a capital letter or something? Just a 4-digit code.
Well, in the episode 4 or 3 or whatever, there was that bomb that just had like a 5 or 6 digit code that would turn the bomb off. It wasn't anything more complicated than that.
Episode.
Of this season.
Yes, I
Remember when
remember
Mace
that.
is like doing the force thing?
Yeah.
They just like
Yeah.
their number passwords. Not some
They
encrypted
figured there's
thing only a
enough
droid
other
could know.
barriers. Oh yeah, that was the bomb that was like very neatly built right there in the
Yep.
open space.
Yep, but had the
That.
force field around it.
Yep.
So that's a video of Rex talking about Fives' situation.
Sounding very like I'm reporting this because I feel like I should, but I don't really know what I'm talking.
Right. So they some of the clones at least know they have this chip that can, it's pre-programmed to tell them to do something, but they don't exactly know what.
It's an inhibitor chip,
Right.
and if I remember correctly, they know they have the chip, but they don't know what it's for, or they
Right.
think it's for something else. Because Rex mentions, right, like when we were children, or somebody mentions.
Yeah, I think Ahsoka says that it was like implanted in them when they were kids.
Yeah.
So it's always been there. They just don't know why. But Ahsoka figures out from that this is what's causing them to turn on the Jedi. She knows it's not Rex's fault, and she knows if she can get that chip out, that they'll be friends again, and he can help her. Maybe, I don't know if she plans to try and get him out of like every single clone.
I don't think she's thought that far ahead.
Probably not.
I think the relationship she has with Rex, that's her focus right now.
Right.
And he's also the commander, so
Yeah.
maybe he can do something. But we're gonna see. Hopefully how that plays out.
And then we get a very Rogue One-esque scene of Darth Maul walking through the hallways,
Thank you.
wrecking people.
Is that on purpose? Because it felt very parallel.
I think it was when he does the fist up in the air and like slams the guy into the ceiling, dude.
And the guy running backwards that says, "Close the blast doors! Close the
Yep.
blast doors!"
Yep.
I'm like,
Very
what is
Rogue One.
happening right now?
What wasn't there? There was another Rogue One reference in this episode. Oh yeah, no, we'll get there.
Okay.
It comes later. But this
Maybe.
scene was terrifying.
Oh yeah, I forgot
'Cause-
about the other.
Yeah. Darth Maul
We
does
all
not
remember.
have a lightsaber, and he is just taking care of business. They're shooting at him, and he's not even phased.
Not hitting him. Nope.
Just using the Force, using shields. Dude, Darth
And then
Maul
using
is so
shields
epic.
to decapitate.
Decapitate
Clone
and
Wars
cut dudes in half and pin them into the wall.
continuing to be some of the darkest, more graphic Star Wars we've seen.
Yep. Which I thought the
Except for
season
Game of
was getting
Fallen
away
Order.
from.
Yeah.
Do you decapitate people in Fallen Order?
No, you can't any humanoids because they're like, you don't ever see that in Star Wars, so we didn't want to include it in the game. But you can decapitate droids, and then I watched some Clone Wars. I'm like, no, you can. There's plenty of that,
Right.
but not in any of the movies. You never see. No, yeah, lots of arms get cut off. Never mind. That was a stupid answer that they gave to make the game rated for more people.
Whatever. I'm happy if more people are able to play it. You do get one decapitation in Star Wars, but it's
Yeah.
not very graphic at all.
No.
It was about as graphic as this one, honestly. You just see a helmet roll.
Yeah, but that's my point. And there's like multiple arms cut off, like
Right.
and a leg, and all of Anakin's legs. There's actually a lot
Half of his
of
body.
limbs getting cut off in Star Wars. So it just proves that that answer was a bullshit cover up.
Right.
So Maul makes his way through.
Yep, and then I'm pretty sure that's the last time we see him. But then it cuts to Rex running with the clones, and he gets cornered. A droid runs in front of him, trips him, and then stopping him, and all the doors around him close, kind of like walling him off. And there's a hologram from Ahsoka saying that she knows what's going on. Like, I know this isn't your fault. I can help you. If please try and help me. And he asks where she is, and she's right behind him. She's very brave.
Yeah, she had a plan.
Yeah. But when he turns around he turns around to see her, and the droid zaps him, knocking him
and he's ready to
unconscious.
shoot her immediately, like
Oh,
without
yeah.
hesitation, which is just crazy. Like, there's no conversation to be had.
I think it's crazy that he had the instincts to warn her. Like, even though he was about to shoot her, he said, "Find fives." So there's something in
And
there that still wants to help her, even though he physically can't.
the shit. That's why I said the moment when he shakes the helmet, we never have seen a clone hesitate,
Right.
and that just shows like either Rex standing apart in terms of his strength and ability to resist, and obviously still, I'm happy he still succumbed because don't make him a super clone like that.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, like again in that little moment where it's like, wow, like he's in there still.
Right. Like Echo. He was still there.
Yeah.
Even though he got completely brainwashed.
Yeah.
So she takes him to the medical bay because she wants to like see if this chip is there that she's found in this file. So they lock the doors, put him on the table, and the medical droid like scans him, and they can't find this chip. And she's like, "No, it has to be there. Like, look again." Still don't see it. Hi, Daisy. And then she does this weird thing where she walks up to him and grabs his head, and she starts saying, "I am one with the Force. The Force is with me."
Love it.
Never have we heard that not in Rogue One. It seemed like it was such a thing.
I think there's been one other spot that we've
Really?
heard it.
I don't
And I
remember
can't
hearing
remember.
it. But
Did Ray say it? At some
she
point?
said something similar. I don't think she ever said exactly that, though.
It would no, yeah. Nobody did it exactly as the other guy, but I think
Until
there's been
this.
The Force is with me. Yeah, that was straight out of Rogue One.
Well, in episode 9, I think she says, "Be with me," right? When she's talking to all the...
Well, she says that
dead
no,
Jedi.
but I remember hearing another reference to the Rogue One statement at some point in Star Wars.
Yeah,
I
think...
I'll double check that.
I know. I think I know what you mean. But
I can't remember where though.
whatever she does, it gets Rex to say it along with her, and then
Which was crazy.
It's super cool. So she's like kind of brainwashing, or like like using. I don't know what she was doing.
I felt like that they were connected through the Force. Like he was also channeling that. Think about when Baze
Yeah.
after he loses
Imwe. Yeah.
He's doing it too, and he doesn't get hit. So it's like
true, huh?
It's this connection thing.
It's like this little 10-second like power up that you can use that the Force is like, all right, I'll help you. Like
That's never been explained.
If you're invoking, I am one with the Force is with me, I will help you.
Yep.
Oh, I love that idea. I love that idea so much. And Chirrut always has it.
Belief. Yep.
Yeah.
Because he believes. It comes down to belief, and that is a staple throughout Star Wars. Back to Dagobah and Yoda teaching Luke how to lift it. If you don't believe, Luke's like, it's too heavy. I can't do that, and that is why you fail. If you believe it, and that's why I always was like, I'll be a Jedi because I'll believe. But no,
I love that.
Unfortunately not.
So they find the chip. This, whatever she does to Rex, it finds the chip, and she tells the medical droid or one of the droids to put him under, get him in there, take that chip out. And one of the droids asks her, he's like, will it work? And she's like, I don't know, but if it doesn't, we're dead anyways, so we might as well try. And then they do the quickest surgery I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's a Star Wars machine. It was well, it wasn't.
Like, he went in happening.
There. I didn't think they had started yet.
I didn't either.
Like, oh, let's stop this and then we can do it. But
because,
no, he was going.
Because the clones force their way in. They get the door open. They try to stop it, but like Ahsoka is doing her best to deflect all these lasers, not kill them, keep them out, try to close this door again, but she's about to break. Like, she lost one of her lightsabers, and right as she's like about to break, two little shots come from like either side of her.
Yeah.
Kill the remaining clones, and she turns around, there's Rex, and he helped her. And see, I still didn't think that he was on her side, but apparently that surgery happened and it was quick and he's good to go, and they're homies now.
I thought he pushed through again for a second.
Something, yeah.
But no, we saw the little bandage on the side of his head.
Okay, is that what that was?
Yeah, that was the incision point.
Gotcha.
So it's like a with future tech.
Man, I want surgeries that are that fast.
Past tech.
Aztec, right? Aztec.
Yeah.
Aztec. Anyways, that's basically exactly where it ends. Like they're just kind of looking at each other. They don't say very much, if anything. But
No,
that's
it's very much what is going on. Let's figure this out. And I wanted more, but nope, they're gonna save that for next
I
week.
hope this episode wasn't very long. This was only like 22 minutes.
No, 20,
Yeah.
it was 25. No, because I was
I'm
7
looking.
minutes.
It was 20,
I was
23, 30, but still, like, the other ones were 30 minutes long. So I hope the last one is a little bit longer because I need as much of this as possible.
So let's predict a little because we know where. So we assume that the Chancellor has not fought Yoda yet.
Correct. I would, yeah.
Oh, maybe the temple. The temple scene.
Yeah. So Anakin is now Darth Vader. He still has to see Padme. He still has to he still has to go to the temple and kill all the kids.
He sees Padme after the temple.
Right, I'm just saying, like, stuff that still has to happen in episode 3. Because I wonder how close to the end of episode 3 now this is going to go.
I think it'll line up.
Oh, man, that is wild.
Could we see Obi-Wan on Tatooine? Could that be how they end it?
On Tatooine?
Might be too much of a jump.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Could we see Yoda on Dagobah?
I want to see...
Could they do a montage of
Would
like,
Yoda talk to Ahsoka? You think like Yoda on the way to Dagobah talked to Ahsoka? Because if he's left the Jedi, right? Like he feels like he's failed and he leaves. He's like, well, I know someone else who did that. Right.
You were right. What if she gets
dude.
it? You were right.
That would be nuts.
That would be insane.
I am really wondering if we're gonna get anything else of Ahsoka and Anakin though.
No. Oh, I feel like because of how hard they hinted at it.
I feel like it would be a little too forced.
It wouldn't be them interacting. I don't think that fits.
I don't either. I don't think anyone gets in Anakin's head like until Obi-Wan.
But I think we're gonna. I think that's what this episode showed was like how close Ahsoka was to getting to Anakin.
Yeah.
And what if it's like one of the biggest what ifs that we didn't even know existed, because before it's like, damn, they just had no idea, like they were so dumb, and now it's like, oh, she had an idea, like what if she could have done something. But I think we'll get to see her maybe reacting or discovering what has happened to him.
Yeah,
maybe something along those lines.
I think so too. I think you're right. I think you're on track with her and Yoda. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
And he can fill her in on what's happened.
Yeah, and maybe that's where she gets it from.
Right.
What about Anakin? Because they have a connection.
It's gonna be so sad. This last episode's gonna be so sad.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm ready. I'm excited.
Ready.
At least we know what's coming.
A couple days from now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get this edited and uploaded before that episode happens. So, hey, Sunday night the new episode airs. Midnight basically of Star Wars Day. So watch along with us. Not actually, we're not going to set that up, but watch it, and I don't know, could we live stream it? Maybe we can live stream our reaction to it. We'll see.
We can try it.
I'll look into that. But
maybe we'll even have a guest. We'll do a party.
I would like that. That'd be cool. Yeah, big ol' end of the Clone Wars party.
Yeah.
Well,
and then we can just talk about the series as a whole and our thoughts and the future of Star Wars if we want.
We should do that for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot to come.
Because I feel like
up right now,
if we're live for that, we might get some actual like interactions during that time too.
That's a good point.
I think that'd be okay. Look for us to be live the night that Clone Wars airs. Watch it and then join us for a little discussion. But until then, my name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan. We are the Huber Rebels.
See you later.
Welcome to the reaction.
I am one with the Force.
Force is with me.